talk about all the golf.
Yes.
Because it's been a very golf-centric couple days.
You've had some golf-centric days, but
I'd say for the last month, it's felt very golf-heavy between the cruise.
Yes, Rory.
The Rory of it all.
Mm-hmm.
And the roaring of it all when he won. And then to yesterday, I went to the PGA Championship, and it reminded us of a funny conversation. So anyway, I walk into Kristin's house. She's like, "Are you not going to wear that tomorrow?" "No, I have a different outfit planned for PGA with you tomorrow."
Okay, we're doing PGA tomorrow, you guys.
Yeah.
So very excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
And she was giving golf.
Yeah.
And so I thought, oh my gosh, are you not going to wear that tomorrow? She has a special outfit for Quail Hollow specific.
Obviously, it has a Quail Hollow. You know, the insignia,
Yes.
some would say.
I mean, that's very,
it's
very
purple
fancy.
and white seersucker. Morgan and I got it together last year.
Love
when
it.
we wanted to match, and for the next day when we went. And anyway, so I walk in, she asked me about this, and I said, well, it's giving Catty,
Yeah.
Caddy.
Caddy.
Which we do have a funny story about that from the cruise that we have to tell y'all about. And then she looks down at herself, and she says, I'm giving Catty.
Catty. Y'all, I literally have a giant sweater, sweater dress with a cat's face on it.
Where did you get
the
this?
whole, I need y'all to understand if you're not watching this, that the whole sweater.
Move all your hair.
The whole sweater.
The whole sweater is just two eyeballs. It's a cat's face smooshed on her sweater dress. Where did you find this?
You know what? I've had this one for a little bit. I think this one was from, there's a website called Dolls Kill.
Oh, I know Dolls Kill.
I love Dolls Kill.
Yeah.
And some of the things on there, I'm like, I'm never going to pay $150 for that thing.
No.
But every once in a while, you'll catch that they're doing a big sale,
Yeah.
something going on. So
Yeah.
sometimes I'll click through there. And I think this one was from there. And I've just had it. And I didn't know what I felt like wearing today. And I said, I can always fall back on anything cat related.
Yes, you can.
Cat will always make sense for this here podcast.
How much cat related apparel do you own?
Well, it's funny. You should ask. No, I would say probably 10 items.
I'm shocked. I don't think I have any cat related.
Yes, you
yes, I
do.
do. I have that one.
The sweater.
I have two. I have two cardigan sweaters.
Yes.
Okay, you're right. I do.
You have some cat stuff.
But I gotta grow.
You got to grow.
Gotta get to 10. I don't think I can.
I've had a few things gifted to me, because
Of course.
people see cats and
Yes.
they think me.
Yeah, they think of you.
meow meow. It's so nice. Thank you so much.
It's nice to be thought of.
It is. It
nice.
is.
But
I am catty.
you're Catty. I'm Caddy. I will say sometimes, yes, it's nice to be thought of. And to have things that people are like, oh, that's so Miranda or that's so Kristin. I have to get that for them.
Yeah.
But after a while, you do sometimes wonder, should I have made this so much of my personality? Because
Absolutely not.
now it's never going to stop.
Absolutely. That's like my mom got wind that I sort of liked owls. This was maybe 15 years ago. Yeah. And every birthday and Christmas, it was owl heavy.
Yeah.
It was owl heavy. And I still have many of those things and I love them. But what it reminds me of is on Extreme Home Makeover, the kid would say, I'm really into baseball.
Video games.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
And then Ty Pennington is like, we're going to make this kid's room look like a baseball field.
Yeah.
And there's going to
Bring in the dirt. Bring in the dirt. Where's Yeah, dump truck. Go ahead. All right here. We're going to do it right in front of the bed. Just a mound of dirt like a pitcher. Yep. And then the home plate, that's his headboard. Yep. It's like they had two.
It's all four corners of the room are like the four bases. And then there's dirt all along the edge. And
AstroTurf.
And it's like, I wanted to say to these kids, don't mention that you like anything.
Yes.
Just say you're into bohemian relaxed vibes. Yeah. Just say you're into, I really like hotels.
Yeah. I love I would like my room to feel like a hotel.
Yeah.
That's so smart. Yeah. Because then you give them a little inch. And man, do they take the mile. Like the kids like, I like video games. They make the headboard into a controller.
Yes.
Like literally the button is now your pillow.
Right.
The alt control, the enter, the A, B jump.
It's too much.
You just put your head back and you hear beep, beep, beep.
Let's say that kid's 8.
Yeah.
In 3, 4, 5 years,
He's done with that.
He's done with that. He's moved on.
Yeah.
He doesn't like Rubik's Cubes anymore. He doesn't want his walls to be covered in brightly colored tiles. And now this family has to scrape off all of these things and change the furniture. Yeah. I just think if they could go back, they would not do that.
I agree. I mean, we do love a theme.
We do.
But every night to be in that same
It's a permanent theme, and I'm not into a permanent theme. I'm not into permanent anything.
No, you're not. That's why you have not gotten a tattoo.
The only 2 things that matter, Matt and the Lord.
There it is.
Oh, I got balloons. That was God being like, you got it right. No.
Oh, my gosh. I thought we were only supposed to, is it God? I thought it's just God.
Well, don't get us back into the heaven of it all.
No, not that.
Although I was listening to Michael Knowles the other day, and I meant to go back because he mentioned something. He said, the other day I discussed dogs being in heaven, and a lot of you didn't like that. And I hadn't heard that one, so I wanted to go back and see what he had to say about it. Oh, boy. Because I have a feeling Michael had to break the news to everybody just like you did.
Years ago. I mean,
years.
Theologian Miranda, always coming in hot with the heaven talk. Okay, so we're Catty,
and Catty.
And it reminded us of this funny story from the cruise.
Yes, this was night 1.
Heard that we were, on the Lido deck and watching the Masters. We got to see Rory win in the playoff. It was amazing. But somewhere along the way while we were watching these hours of golf, which we have never watched hours of golf together.
Never.
So this was a revelation when Kristin said, you would be a really good caddy.
Y'all, do you not agree that Miranda would be such a good caddy?
I fully agree.
Of course you do.
Agree.
Because I can be an enthusiast. I can be encouraging and all of that. But I think that you would be a very relaxed and calming presence for someone who on that 17th or 18th hole would be under such pressure and the nerves are getting to them. And I think you could swoop in there, bring them back to reality in that moment, remind them of, you're good at this. You've done this 100 times, thousands of times before.
Yep.
Let's get back to the basics. I just think you would have the gift to be a great caddy.
Thank you so much. I take that as an honor. This has really been a Miranda heavy praising episode so far. And I mean, you're affirming me in so many ways. I don't know what to do with it. I think that I would be because, yes, as much as I can go really high and sometimes go really low, when it comes to something like that, I am just trying to be the steady.
Yes.
Just the steady. Yes. I will be right here, still water.
Yeah.
I'll just be the still water. And I can carry the bag.
Yes, you can easily carry the bag.
But what was funny, the reason why we started talking about this is because Kristin is like, no.
I'm too reactionary.
She's
too reactionary. Not do it. I could not stand there next to my guy who's making the putt of his life. I would just be hopping from one foot to the next. I would be biting my fingernails. I'd be like, oh God, just losing my mind. I would not be the calming presence that they need at all.
One guy was kind of falling apart right there at the end. He had a mini.
Was it Rochambeau?
It could have been Rochambeau. We know it's Bryson DeChambeau, y'all.
Yeah, but we call him Rochambeau.
DeChambeau.
Deschamps?
Champagne.
Champs.
We did. We called him. We were like Rochambeau, from Hamilton. Anyway, so one of them was, had a little bit of a lead, and then it was into the woods, then into the water, then into the bunker, and just could not get out of his own way. And Kristin was just like, oh my God, no, why? Oh, how do they come back from this? How? I mean, they got to go to the next hole. Now what? Now what? He's going to be thinking about this. He's never going to be able to. And I'm like, Kristin, he can. He's just got to get back to the basics. He's going to.
She was naturally being a caddy right next to me while I am sweating, shaking, vomiting, all of it, and she was so calm. And I just thought this could have been you. It could have been my calling.
I know. Maybe it's never too late.
Do female, the ladies of the LPGA, do they use female caddies? I've never locked in on that and looked closely.
I've never locked in with Lachlan on that either.
Yeah.
I think that we do need to look up. My guess is some of them have male caddies.
Yeah.
Just because naturally there are a lot of male caddies out there to be chosen from.
Yeah.
And caddies are very good golfers too. That's the only thing where I would not be a good caddy is because caddies are incredibly good golfers too. A lot of them are in the amateur tour.
Yeah.
And so they can't always be the same caddy for their guy.
Interesting.
Sometimes that's not the
because that's how they are able to read the green and really give them good advice because they actually fully understand how to play the game.
Not only fully understand, but they go out ahead of their golfers. Like their caddies will come to Quail Hollow this week or they came a couple days early. They will walk every single hole. They will see where the new putting hole has been put on that green. They will see if a bunker has been changed. They will see if a new pond has been put in. They will double check that the yardage is the exact same so that if their person comes, like Rory loves Quail Hollow. He always does really well here. But things change all the time on a course. They'll redo entire holes.
Yeah.
So the caddy comes, they measure everything out. They see the slopes, they see the angles, and then they go back and tell their golfers, like, hey, there's a new bunker to the right. You usually slice at this hole. You absolutely don't want to do that now. Overcorrect to the left.
Oh my gosh.
It's very amazing.
I do like. And I do think I could do the research.
Yes, you could.
And would be very much.
You couldn't carry the bag.
I'd put a pencil behind my ear. I would put a pencil behind my ear. I would not carry the bag. So I would. There'd be a caddy for me. So it'd be Caddy Squared.
It's going to be the two of us. I'm going to do all the heavy lifting and all the grunt work, and Kristen's going to write on a piece of paper.
I'm going to have a notebook and a pencil.
And she's going to be so cutesy.
Yeah, I'm going to have a little measuring tape and some binoculars. Oh my gosh. Okay, actually, I love this so much.
Okay, so if anybody, again, we are available for rent at parties. At your office for morale. And now if you want to do Caddy Squared.
Yes,
we
Caddy
are available
Squared,
for
we're
that.
available. And obviously I would love to be a cart girl.
Obviously.
I mean.
Bella was talking about that last night. She's like, Mom, should I try to apply to be a cart girl
She'd be
at
a
one
great
of these
cart girl.
You know, at one of these golf courses? I said, yes, you should.
Yes,
the
Bella.
Tips that they make.
The tips, and if you're friendly, and if you can have a little jokey joke with them, which I think Bella could because she's very smart in that way.
Yeah.
And she's got her long, beautiful hair. And I'm sorry, like they want you to be cute.
They do.
Be cute.
They do.
And she can wear cute little outfits like this and just make that bank, baby.
So I think that she might. Apply.
I love
she already
this.
has a job with Girl Tribe, but she's like, I could use another one. I said, yeah, you could.
Oh my gosh, do it. Okay, I have to tell y'all this. When we started our notes app years ago.
Yes.
Do you want to know the very first thing at the top of my notes app? It was a thought I had years ago, and I just have never had a moment to bring it up, but now is the time.
Now's the time. Go ahead.
It's about golf.
Oh, tell me.
Golf is the original ASMR.
It is.
Because here's why. For me.
Quiet.
You have to be quiet.
Everybody whisper.
Coming home from church.
Yeah.
On a Sunday.
Yeah.
And my parents would turn on golf.
Oh, yes.
And I would lay on our couch.
Mm-hmm.
And the sound of those men's voices. And you'd hear, and everyone would get so quiet. And then you'd hear the whack of the ball, right? And then everybody would clap. And then they'd walk. And then they'd talk in their very quiet voices about where the ball landed. And
that's going to be a tough shot right there. Yeah, that it starts to slope just downwards right ahead of the hole. He's going to have to really pay attention to that. Okay, let's set up the shot. Here he goes. And
I mean,
it's so
tell me it's not the original.
It is the original ASMR.
And
we were all sucked into it because we realized that we liked that.
Our brains felt really good listening to that.
It's so soothing.
Just like the ASMR, people listen to ASMR now to fall asleep. I would lay on our couch. I was not interested in the golf, but I was interested in how it made me feel.
Yes.
And I would pass out on the couch listening to it.
I think that's why a lot of gentlemen who come home and they turn on golf and get in their lazy boy, and before they know it, they're asleep. I don't necessarily think it's just because, I got my lazy boy. It's because they had the sounds of the announcers' voices were so slow.
So slow.
And low. And calming.
It's so calming.
And it lulls you right to sleep.
I am obsessed with it. And I'm so happy I finally got to say that out loud.
It's
and
so
no one
true.
better take that idea from me.
Okay,
I'm
well,
trademarking it.
We should make a reel. So tomorrow,
Yes.
when we are there, because we're going to PGA tomorrow,
yes,
we will try to record some of the sights and sounds.
Yes, the sights and sounds, of course,
of the golf.
Yes,
and then we could put a reel together. Golf is the original ASMR.
I love that. Thank you for helping
It'll
me
be viral.
Find my way.
Sure. I'm
sure it's going to go viral.
Sure, it's going to go viral.
Speaking of ideas that were stolen and went viral, I'm about to release this reel. So when you guys hear this,
we're ahead of the game.
We're ahead of the game.
Okay.
But the Pope Popeyes joke that you made was at 12:18. I want to say it was 12:18 p.m. I put the timestamp on it. Okay.
Yep.
At 1:30, Popeyes got on their Twitter and wrote Pope Yes. And because Pope Yes spells Popeyes.
Can y'all even?
400,000 likes.
Even?
400,000 likes.
I know.
2 million views.
I know.
And I was like, Miranda made this joke over an hour.
It was sick.
Before the Popeyes people did. And it popped off. Everyone was like, ha ha ha, that's so funny. And I was dying. I said, Matt, Miranda made that joke 2 minutes after the white smoke came out.
It did, because remember, y'all saw it live in real time.
Yes.
I was Googling Pope. And then the very first thing that came up, I mean, Popeyes is doing the Lord's work. My God, their SEO has to be insane.
Yes.
But to spell Pope and then, auto-generates the rest of what you're trying to spell. We're choosing a new Pope. We are literally in the conclave. And yet Popeyes still in Google search it generated that. It went Pope to Popeyes. And I was like, I don't want Popeyes. I want an article about the new Pope. And you heard me go, well, you can't spell Popeyes without Pope.
It was perfect.
And then they took it an hour later.
They took it.
Now, Pope, yes, I could have made that. I did not make that connection. When I looked at Popeyes and I said, you can't spell Pope.
But it's the same joke.
How crazy would it have been, though, if I had said the yes part too?
I know.
Whoa.
But to me, it's the same joke.
It is.
It's the same joke because they're just saying Pope space yes. It's the same thing. And I couldn't believe how viral that tweet went. And I just was like, wait, I have to go back and look at the timestamp. Sure enough, you were an hour before they ever said it.
This is when people who are the Bethanies of the TikTok world and recording every thought that just kind of floats through their brain and jumps right on there. If I was that type of person, I would have beat Popeyes to it. I would have gone on my Twitter and I would have been like, I was trying to search for Pope. It pulled up a Popeyes ad. You can't spell Popeyes without Pope. Am I right? And then that would have maybe gone viral. You know who's going so viral right now?
Who?
Cousin Alex.
She is?
Oh, Jesse, we have a run for our monies. Actually, it's too late. We've already lost. So Alex, funny enough. So y'all know I have this group of cousins. We all like to joke that we're famous. Jesse, famous.
Yes.
Max Holt, famous.
Yes.
Me, not really, but local enough.
Locally famous, I would say.
Local enough.
Yeah.
Then, and then you have Alex, who is trying to become a TikTok star.
Yes.
And has been for a couple of months now. She's been doing this series called Built Pretty.
Yes.
And she's teaching people how to not look like, teaching women specifically, how to not look like fools when you go to the hardware store, or if you need to repair something in your house. Instead of asking your husband,
she did one the other day about screws.
Yeah.
And this is for drywall. Do not do XYZ thing.
Yep.
This one is supposed to go into the studs. How often are you drilling into this or that? It was very educational.
Very educational. She knows what she's talking about. I mean, she went to freaking Yale for theater design or carpentry or something like that. Don't ask me the details. But she starts this TikTok page and I'm noticing it's popping off. I'm like, Alex, you are growing. You're doing so great. Here's what I would do. Here were some tips and tricks. She always has really bright yellow nails. I'm like, start every single video clapping with those bright yellow nails, pull people in.
Yes, I remember you saying that. So so she's continued that.
So we've been talking about this. We've been doing it. All along the way, I'm just trying to help wherever I can. Here, I've been on social media for a really long time.
Oh, and you had said, she posted something on Instagram and then you told everyone to go tag, was it Lowe's?
Yeah, it was a fastener brand, like GTK Fasteners or something like that. But I was like, hey, y'all. Oh, yeah. And then Lowe's finally commented and saw one of her posts.
Yeah.
Well, here's what's happened. So that was all happening on TikTok. She was growing. She's doing great. She's almost at 30K over there.
Okay.
Then, because another fun fact about my cousin Alex, she built the original Hamilton set. The original Hamilton.
Wait, I didn't know that.
Yes, she built the original one. She was there to do the circular round and the whole thing. Yeah.
Shut up.
Well, yeah, when she went to Yale.
Alex, that is unbelievable. What a great factoid.
So she said, well, once I get to 30K, I'm going to tell y'all the truth behind building the Hamilton set.
Okay, I love that.
So she's been trying to build to that on TikTok all this time. Well, recently, just in the last couple of days, she's decided to also upload these same videos that she's been doing over there to Instagram.
Okay. Is it popping off?
Yesterday morning, when she woke up, she was at 13,000 followers.
Okay.
By last night, she was at 36,000 followers.
No way.
She gained more than 20,000 followers in one day on Instagram.
Just from posting things she had already shared over on TikTok.
She's going that viral. What is she at right now?
Okay, I'm looking on what's her username on TikTok?
Built.pretty.
Built. Sorry. That was
pretty.
Built Puff Bars. That's what popped up for me.
Shocker.
Cool.
That's all we care about. So she's at 37.5. So she gained another 1,500 just while I was sleeping last night, while we were both sleeping.
And then she's got 27,000 over on TikTok. So it's happening for her. I think once you hit if you're somewhere like in the 30 and you've got this very niche thing that you're doing.
30. Oh, she needs to make that real. When she hits the 30 on TikTok, she needs to make that. Do you know how much time you have? 30. But yeah, she is just, she's only posted she's only posted 11 of those videos that she had made over on TikTok, and it's gained her 20,000 followers in 24 hours.
Oh, I'm so happy for her.
So happy. So she's killing it.
She's killing it. And I think it's just actually interesting for people to see a woman in this setting.
Women in men fields.
Yeah, it's women in men's fields. Like to see like this cute blonde woman with these bright yellow nails on a construction site, and
driving a forklift
and working with the tools and being very knowledgeable. It's really
It's perfect.
It's very cool, and it makes her very unique.
And so she starts this cousins chat.
Yeah.
And she names it Famous Cousins. And it's Max, Jesse, Alex, and me in that group.
I looked at some of Jesse's stuff again yesterday.
She goes, Jesse and I are coming for y'all. That's what she tells Max and me. Jesse and I are coming for y'all. # Insta followers. I said, I saw that. I'm so proud. Ha ha ha. The title of our newest pod. She loved that.
Okay, well maybe y'all could start a show. Let's call Bravo. Let's make you up. Come on.
As happy. Obviously, I'm thrilled for her, not whore.
For whore.
Not for whores. Okay, I'm not thrilled for whores. But I am thrilled for her. And then, Jesse's doing well, too. She was trying to do all this funny stuff on TikTok, brought it all over Instagram. Yeah. And now Instagram's going crazy for her.
People are eating it up.
They are going to zoom right by me so fast, you guys. I can't even grow 200 followers in a year. And they are doing 20,000 in a day. Listen, I'm not one. I want them to do well.
Of course you do. Yeah.
We're all going to pull each other up.
Yes, that's what it is. A rising tide lifts all the boats.
That's right.
We always say that.
If I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. The Toast Girls say rising tides raise all shides.
What?
That's what they say.
I love their language.
It must be an inside joke that we have missed because, you're going to catch up over maternity break.
Yes, I'm going to I'm actually so excited that this is happening because you guys over on the Toast, y'all know we've talked about it. Yeah. And Miranda's really caught up and is in the thick of it, but I am not.
I listen every day.
Yeah, but because Claudia is going to have to take at least a little bit of time for maternity leave.
Yes.
They're going to be doing their best episodes and just replaying those. So if you want to just jump in and get to know them and understand all the inside jokes, that's going to be the time. Yeah. So I'm going to do it and y'all should do it too.
The Toast lingo, their glossary of vocabulary of sorts. And I do love, they have said it one time that I've seen, but I do think that they need to do it more often because Claudia goes by Turdy. That's just one of her nicknames. Yeah. And it's very popular with her and all the followers. They need to say maternity leave more.
Maternity.
It's maternity. It's right there.
It's right there. The joke is right there.
Like I said, I think that I've heard them say it one time, and I want them to say it every time. They keep saying maternity leave. I'm like, maternity leave.
Yeah, they have to say it.
They have to.
We love a bit.
I know. And I'm like, and they love a bit. Lean into the bit, ladies. Okay?
Ladies, am I right?
I've tried to tell you 100 times. Lean into the bit. Okay, so should we get into our 2 and 2?
I think so.
We'll do it in 2 and 2.
Let's
What's
see.
their segue going to be?
Woo!
From maternity leave.
Well, I mean, we don't want to go by my list. I can finally delete golf as the original ASMR.
I'm so happy for you. When I get to delete
I'm deleting
an old one, oh, it makes me so happy.
I mean, the ones that I have on here that don't, I have a lot of like dental things on here. I don't know why.
I have a dental appointment next week.
You do.
Which means I'm flossing all week.
Of course. When you're at the dentist, and your mouth is open and they're hovering in there. Are your eyes open or closed?
Oh, that's a good question. They're open a lot.
But mine have now started giving us dark sunglasses.
Oh, because they don't want to see your eyeballs.
I think because they're like, it's too weird.
Yeah.
And whether your eyes are open or closed, we don't want to know.
Okay, that's true. And I do think that they don't want to see the eyes. I'm sure it is creepy because then you're looking at as closely to their face as they are to yours. And maybe they don't want you all up in their business either. But I'm sorry. Hello, you're deep throating me.
Right, correct.
So I can look at your pores if I want to.
And it's also like if your eyes are closed while your mouth is agape and they're shoving tools down it, it's giving a little sexual. I mean, just you looking at you doing that right there. It looks naughty.
It does look. So maybe the sunglasses just help take.
Yeah. So mine have started. So I'm just saying if that makes y'all uncomfortable, just put on some shades.
Okay. So funny story kind of about eyes being open or closed. Lindsay Reagan Thorne, Be Pretty.
Yes.
A hair and makeup artist here in town. She always laughs when she does my makeup because if she is doing one eye,
yeah, I
am like this.
No. Stop. I'm taking a picture of that. How do you do that?
And then she does the other eye and I'm like this.
I am unwell.
She's like, close your other eye. Why? I'm like, because I'm talking to you, so I'm looking at you.
You look like a doll. You know the doll where you can like close the eyelids with your finger or when you lay them flat? You look like you've lost an eye. Wait, do it again.
Like my friend Tina's dog.
You kind of look like Jackie when you did that. Like you did your mouth like, that's giving Jackie. You are your sister.
Jackie and I went to the PGA Championship. Oh, God. She's going to love to hear that. We went to the championship yesterday together, and someone, who was it? Where did we go? And then afterwards, she joined us for trivia at Braswell's, and the waitress that we have every week, pretty much, Ren, didn't see that we had come in. And so the first person she saw when she walked around to the table was Jackie. And she was like, oh, did you take away the purple hair? What? Like
no way.
Yeah. And she was like, whoa. It's so funny because we don't think that we look that much alike. But then to Ren, we could have been twins and I dyed my hair brown and grew it out in a week.
Yes. It's weird. Like,
sometimes we do, and sometimes we don't.
Y'all do. Like, exactly. You just made that face, and it was like, okay, that's giving Jackie.
I will say something. I will have a mannerism.
A mannerism.
Like, oh my God, that is so my sister.
And that's how my sister and me are too.
Yeah, because you guys don't look alike.
We don't look alike, but we laugh the same. And sometimes the way we say words, and that's same with Matt and his brother. The older they get, the more they become the same guy.
Sister Jackie and Sister Lauren do love when we shout them out. I was told yesterday.
Oh, great.
Sometimes they get a little nervous, probably more Jackie than Lauren.
Yeah.
What's the end of this sentence going to be?
Yes, but we did come up with, we think, potentially a plan for the four of us
Sisters Weekend.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
And I liked your idea. So that's a to be determined.
Yeah, a TBD.
It's a continuara, actually.
It's actually very much a continuara. So what did you start to say your first thing? Oh, dental work.
Oh no, it was on here. Okay. This can actually, I don't know if you want to share anything about y'all being at the golf tournament yesterday, because I was thinking of you. Did y'all get rained on? Was it bad?
No.
Okay, good.
Rain was in the morning, and then by the time we got there, no, it was humid. That's why I don't have any curl left in my hair, which I fully curled yesterday, but the humidity took care of that. And it was a little bit tough because last year on this specific day, It was the Pro-Am. Now, okay, so last year it was the Wells Fargo Championship at Quail Hollow.
Yeah.
Now it's the PGA Championship at Quail Hollow.
Yeah.
Those are two very different things.
Oh, yeah.
So I didn't remember that though. Once I got there, I was like, oh, Jackie, last year on this day, we were able to go in the afternoon and all the golfers came back out to do practice rounds and I knew exactly where they were walking from this place to the clubhouse. They all had to go by here. And so we just stood there and that's where we got all of our selfies and our autographs and everything.
Yeah.
And she was just like, cool. So I had her come. She had to stay at work until like about 2:30 yesterday, 3. So she met me there afterwards. And it's totally different. I mean, you can tell the difference between the PGA Championship coming here and what they kind of set up and the way that they just barricade off to protect the golfers from you getting too close to them.
So you couldn't even get that close anyway.
No,
Dang.
now we could have if we had gone there much earlier in the day and if we were like a little kid holding the little white 18 flag.
Yeah.
Then they come up and they're a little bit more generous with the signatures and everything. But by the time we got there, it was just like, hey, we're doing our practice rounds. There's a barrier here. There's a barrier here. This is roped off. Even the pathway that I was talking that they have to go to from the putting green to the clubhouse, now they've built stairs that go up and over and down, and that's for the players. So they don't really have to walk on the same ground that we do.
Oh my gosh, because we're all just too eager and we're going to bother them. But we'll try to find a way tomorrow. Listen, so
that's what I'm saying.
I'm asking you about the weather because there is a new
app.
Not an app.
Okay,
I swear it's not an app. They're much like the Alaska and Hawaii. How people didn't know where these things are.
Yeah.
Have you seen this going around? That people do not understand what weather, rain, precipitation percentages mean.
Oh, I thought that I broke this news. Well, I broke this news to people, at least on my Instagram a couple of years ago, once I heard Brad Panovich explain it.
You guys.
Did you not know?
No, I know. I thought everybody understood what these percentages mean.
No, people do not understand what they mean. So should we tell them?
Tell everybody, because I have seen multiple reels, like how things work and inside history.
Today, 8 years old.
And everyone sharing it. And literally the people in the comments being like, oh, well, I thought it meant that it's 100%. It definitely will rain, but only on 5% of in my area. Like, people are so confused about percentages of rain.
So what I heard from Brad Panovich a couple years ago, which was like, oh, okay. So if you go to your weather app and it says that there's a 60% chance of rain.
Yes.
It's not that there's a 60% chance, like, yes, maybe it'll rain. We have 60% chance that it's going to rain and a 40% chance that it's not going to rain. No, what it means is that in the area of which this weather is predicted for, there's a 100% chance of rain, but it's only going to hit 60% of that coverage area.
Oh, so Brad is saying that?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
That's not correct.
Yes, it's Brad Panovich.
No, because that all the people posting about it who are like, no, this is how we explain weather, are saying literally the opposite of that.
No.
Yes.
Then I'm even more confused now, because I used to be like, okay, so
we
there's
got to
a 60% chance that it's going to rain. But then Brad said, no, that if it says 60% chance, then that means that of this viewing of this area of which I have to predict the weather for y'all for, that 60% of that area is 100% going to get the rain.
Okay. So can we trust Google AI? I don't know.
Okay.
But what we do here is we get to the bottom of things.
It's
and I
know
that y'all feel pressed about this. So we are going to find out right here, right now.
Okay.
Now, according to Google AI. So the percent chance of rain, the POP, I like that.
I do like that pop.
The pop represents the likelihood of measurable rain falling within a specific area over a defined period of time. It's a statistical probability, not a guarantee that rain will fall. Okay, that kind of combines both of those things.
Should we try to call Brad?
Okay, it says a 50% chance of rain means there's a 50% likelihood of rain at some point in your area. So it's kind of combining the two. This is saying just in your area at 50% means it's a 50-50 shot.
Let me look that. Okay, I have a feeling. I know that I can find this.
And I bring this up to say I stress a lot about weather.
Yes, you do.
And
I never look.
and because if it's like we're hosting a party somewhere,
Yes,
we're
true.
supposed to go to something, and
True.
we planned it, and it's outdoors. I just feel like bad weather follows me.
Yeah. Oh,
And so I
like Heather and
Heather and Whitney.
Yeah,
It is
bad weather.
Heather and Whitney, bad weather.
Tell us more.
I just need to know what the truth is, because
Okay.
if I can know,
I'm gonna go to. I know that Brad Panovich. He did like a whole thing on it because he was like, "All right,
do you have Brad's phone number?
I don't have his number.
Do you have his wife's number?
I might have Tammy's.
Should we call Tammy?
I think I might call Tammy.
Call Tammy.
It could this might go on the Patreon, y'all. I might try to see if we can get directly to him via Tammy.
That would be a Moz.
It would
Yeah,
be
and then
so
we could go on the Patreon and like fully
Yeah.
let people know.
Oh, here Brad is getting baptized.
Oh, was that recent?
Or maybe he's baptizing one of his kiddos. So because it looks like a kiddo's behind him, so maybe he's getting in to baptize his kiddo.
Oh, how wonderful.
So wonderful. Oh, let me turn off the sound so that we don't have to. Y'all, we will get to the bottom of this. But yes, but I feel like I even asked him about it at one of the Bob Awards. I feel like I was like, I really need to get to the bottom of this. It sounded like what you were saying was this. And I thought he was saying, yeah, that's it.
Ooh, here's a Reddit thread, which has all the answers to everything.
So true. And they're all real.
Yeah.
And factual.
This is all factual information.
100%.
Okay, this person's getting too technical.
Ugh, I can't stand that. Explain it to me like I'm 5.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to WESH.
Okay. WESH. Here it is. Here it is. I knew I could find it.
Good job.
Silly season for us and for a lot of folks that follow the weather. So what does the chance of rain mean? It technically stands for POPS, or probability of precipitation. That's the likelihood of seeing precipitation at any given point in the forecast area. It does not include duration or intensity, by the way. So how do we calculate this? Very simply. You take the confidence in the forecast, multiply it by the area we expect to see rain. So C times A. But this can be calculated a couple different ways. You got to know the area first. This is our forecast area. For apps, you always don't know this, and this is why apps can be very problematic. But a simple calculation would be, I'm 80% confident that half of the area is going to see rain. That equals 40% chance of rain. But remember,
Oh, it's a
40%
combination
are
of
the
all of
same.
it.
Those numbers could be flipped. We could be 50% confident that 80% of the area sees rain. We will still get 40%. I could be 100% confident that 40% of the area sees rain. We still get 40%. Or I could be 40% confident that 100% sees rain, and you still get 40%. So you can see not all rain chances are the same, and you need to consult a meteorologist to put this all in context for you.
So it's interesting. Okay, the way that he said that, this really, I feel like, has cleared in my mind.
Okay.
He just said, as a meteorologist, I can look and say, I think there's an 80% chance that 40% of this area will see rain. So it's actually combining the
It is.
two ideas and putting them together, and then they do their calculation, and that spits out, whatever they put on the, on the
whatever
weather
this
app.
is.
That's interesting. So it's interesting because this guy, another meteorologist, he's like, this is my job, is to help people to understand this.
Right.
I've seen television stations across the country use it as the amount of time during the day that you will receive rain. So a 50% chance of rain means that it
Half the day.
might rain half
Yeah.
the day, but that's not necessarily
No.
what Brad is saying. What I'm seeing
No.
here is that all meteorologists are doing this a little bit different.
Shocker.
But I like Brad's equation there,
Yeah.
and it actually does make me feel better about bad weather.
Okay, good. I'm glad that it does. I don't think about it ever at all. And I'm just like, what are you going to do? You can't predict it. You can't control it. You just have to react to it.
It's true.
So what does it
true.
matter? I mean, and I know that of course you can do less rainy seasons, like if you're trying to get married
Yeah.
in a certain part of the country during hurricane season, and then being shocked you have rain on your wedding day.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
You got to
girl.
consult the Farmer's Almanac, which
obvious.
is very cool. Get your Farmer's Almanacs out
That's right.
and go to the date
Yep.
and figure out, what does history tell us?
Yeah, do that. Do the Farmer's Almanac. That's a better idea.
Actually, I need that. How has no one gifted me a Farmer's Almanac?
I'm putting it in my notes up
Please.
right now.
And you know what else
Putting it in.
no one's done for me?
Tell me.
No one has gifted me any sort of gift wrapped in brown paper with twine and a sprig.
Oh, boy.
No one did that for me.
Nope.
And I asked for it a year and a half ago. And not one of you people listening gifted me something wrapped in brown parchment with a twig.
Okay, with twig. I got it. So y'all know for Christmas, I'm going to get her a farmer's almanac. I'm going to wrap it in brown paper with a twig. Maybe a little sprig of rosemary if I feel froggy.
That's what I'm saying. I want a sprig of like something fragrant.
Okay, I will. Okay, so that was your thing went from dental to rain percentages. I think that's a well-rounded number one for you.
Yeah, I think so.
Now I got to segue from that.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Well, much like we were watching Brad Panovich's page.
Yes.
I've noticed something, and it's kind of bringing up with what I was talking about with my cousin Alex, but there is now a page for everything.
Oh, yeah.
A person who has niche down so nichey that there is a page and a person who is doing it for everything. One of the ones I came across recently was trying to conceive prison wife. So literally her handle is TTC Prison Wife.
Shut
and
up.
I thought, this is your entire personality, is that you are a prison wife, your man's is in the clink, and you are trying to conceive with him. And so you are having to keep every one of your followers abreast of your ovulation, your conjugal visits, everything. And do we need to know this?
I'm now the baby doll blinking, by the way. I am just like, what?
Do we need to know this? Why are there so many? And why does she have so many followers? Are there really that many people who are like, oh my gosh, when is the trying to conceive prison wife gonna get pregnant?
Talk to me about the conjugal visits. Like, what does she say about that? First of all, she's like, we got to push that button.
Kristin, it's like, get ready with me as I go visit. Like, she is doing all the influencer things, but then it's always to end with, to go to the prison to get knocked up by my man.
I am shook.
I know.
What is he in for? Has she said?
I'm sure she has. I literally came across it. I went 1, 2, I got to get out.
Yeah.
I got to get out.
Yeah.
I don't want to see anymore.
Because here's the problem, y'all. When you do look at something for too long, now it's going to feed it to you.
Not only her page, but all the other trying to conceive prison wife pages. TTC.prison.wife. TTC _ prison _ wife.
I didn't know this was such a thing.
Why are you, Kristin? There's a page for everything.
And like, God bless whatever people want to do, but I am a little bit like, that is this the right time to conceive? Because if your man is not home, that's so much harder on you. Not only being pregnant, but then having the child and raising the child alone. Like, maybe, I don't know, is that the right time? But if he has a 20-year sentence, you're going to lose that window. But she's going to stick by her man, that she's not going to get divorced.
Oh, she's sticking by her man. She's getting stuck in by her man. And
does she ever show like the conjugal area?
No, there's so much that she can't film.
Oh, yeah.
Once you get inside.
That's true.
The gates. Where are they?
The gates of Coda de Casa?
What do we call it? Inside the chain? No. What are they?
The clink?
But like you would say, once I get inside, I don't know, the walls, the whatever, but you can't, I don't think that she can film some of it. She has not filmed their sex. I do know that. So I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it.
That OnlyFans would pop off.
Oh, and because that's such one.
Yeah, that's such a freak-a-leak thing that I could see them having a very popular OnlyFans page.
And they very well might. I could go, but again, I'm trying not to get her to be fed into my page. But like, so that was one of them. So the TTC Prison Wife. Okay.
Wow, very niche.
Then there's Bryn, the server at Texas Roadhouse. And I'm just like, and she's brilliant. Bryn's brilliant. She has the exact same thing that she sets up every single time, and it's her little billfold, and it's, hey, I'm Bryn from Texas Roadhouse. Here's what I made tonight in tips. And then she takes all the money out, and you get to see the big wad. Then she puts it all in order. Then she counts it out, and then she tells you, hey, they owe me this because of this, or I owe them back this because of this. And then here's what I made. Still grateful. You know, it wasn't as much as I wanted, but still grateful.
Well, I'm surprised how many people are paying in cash. Tips.
Yes.
Interesting.
Still, or paying their entire bills in cash.
Yeah.
And so then that's when she says like, oh, they owe me this or I owe them this. But it's the fact that it's like, Bryn, the server from Texas Roadhouse,
You know what it is? It's the voyeur in all of us
Yep.
that's like we want to see these very specific niche things that we otherwise would never get to see or know about.
I was a waitress one day.
Yeah, for one day you were.
For one day. So it is fascinating to me to see this. But this is it. Every single video is the exact same.
But it's like, do our brains need to know all of this?
No.
Is that taking up space in our brains that could be used for something more valuable?
Exactly. And this is why it's hard to be chronically online.
Yeah.
Because you are taking in all this stuff. And no, I don't. But let me tell you this. So Bryn's in a tough situation. She just got out of a bad abusive relationship.
Okay.
With domestic violence. She like escaped with her kids. And then, this is her job, and she's trying to get back on her feet and trying to get her own place and everything.
Okay.
And so she has a GoFundMe and she has Venmo. I sent her $10. I said, honey, I just want to support you.
Yes.
I watched a bunch of your videos. You seem very genuine, working so hard. You have all these kids, not all these kids, but I think she has a couple kids.
Yeah.
And I just said, I'm never going to come into your Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah.
You're probably never going to be my server, Bryn. But I want to help you. And so I did.
That.
I sent her, I don't know, $10-$20 or something like that. But it got me.
I love that
It got
so much.
me. But I just felt for her. You can tell that she is hustling.
And these are the people, just like you say, we make the right people famous.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yep.
I like that. This is someone that's gone viral who really could use a little handout. And she's saying, here's a GoFundMe or a Venmo. And if you want to help, great. And that's
she never
awesome.
pushes it. It just was in her bio. So I went to her bio to like look around a little bit more, like, what's this girl's, whole thing? And that's when, so it was not like, hey, and at the end of every video, it's not like she's like, here's my Venmo or here's my Cash App. It just happened to be in her bio through a link. I clicked on it. I read her whole story and I just said, I'm going to support this girl. Because if she lived in my town, I would absolutely go to that Texas Roadhouse.
Of course.
And I would ask for her and I would be sat at her table and I'd give her a fat tip.
I love that. But the question remains is how do we...
How do you manage that though? How many stories can you hear of someone's, sad story or the trying to conceive prison wife? And I shouldn't be invested in her conception.
No.
I just shouldn't.
You shouldn't. And back in the day when we lived in our villages, we would have never known about these people.
We only knew what the villager to the left and to the right said. But it is funny to me that everyone says, well, if you guys would just niche down, or especially to me as an influencer, Miranda, if you would just niche down, you would go viral.
Yeah.
Just like Alex. She is so incredibly niche.
Yeah.
And she has gone amazingly viral and will continue to. There's no limit to the knowledge she can teach us about tools.
Oh my gosh. It's forever content. Like she's figured it out.
Yeah, it's evergreen.
It's evergreen.
Whereas
I just feel like I can't niche because there's so many. I mean, and I take Alex for example.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's many facets to her. What she does for her work is just one thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like for me, there's not one thing that I'm doing so much all the time.
Same.
Like I am just doing lots and lots of different things.
Yeah,
I can't say I'm just a podcaster and it's, 9 hours a day that I'm doing that thing, or I'm a soccer coach's wife, like soccer coach wife Instagram, like could I make that? Sure. But like, does that feel authentic to what I'm really doing in my daily life? No.
Exactly. Now, here's where I made the mistake. I feel and I fear that I've been told to niche down as an influencer forever, and I just couldn't. It's not in me. I have way too much that I like to do and that I like to try, and I feel like I'm good at a lot of things. Maybe not great, but good at a lot of things.
Yeah.
It just was, I could never figure out a way to niche down until the trials of it all. And what I should have done, because I always say Miranda writes, Miranda like the rights, the Miranda writes. And it just makes sense because I'm at these trials and Miranda rights are part of, the judicial system and
Love.
So it's like what I should have done is created probably a separate page, mostly on TikTok, called it the Miranda Rights. And all the popular trials that are always going on throughout the year. There's always a new one right now. Diddy is happening. Kieran Reed's retrial is happening right now. I'm watching. I'm paying attention. But am I reporting like I like to do from them? No, I'm not. And so I should have done that. And at this point, I'm like, did I just miss the boat?
Right, because there's a lot of people doing it.
There are a lot of people doing it. And it was like I should have jumped while it was super hot. Like when I left Depp Heard, I should have started actually while I was lying on the ground trying to sleep outside.
Yeah.
I should have created the Miranda Rights TikTok page.
It's true.
I should have uploaded from there, and then the next trial, and the next trial, and the next trial. Murdaugh and all that. I should have just continued to do it and had this incredibly niche page. And I'm.
But you know what?
Did I miss out
No,
on
you
it?
didn't. Don't sell yourself short, because I feel very inspired by this guy that's sailing the Pacific alone with his cat.
Sailing with Phoenix. I'm sucked in.
Yeah, Sailing with Phoenix. You guys, if you missed it, we follow him on our page, but go to Sailing with Phoenix. This guy decided about a year ago, April of last year, he sold everything he had. He cashed out his 401k.
Yep.
He said, I hate my corporate job. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to sail the Pacific alone. I'm going to go with my cat.
Yep.
I'm going to buy a sailboat.
Phoenix is the cat's name.
Yeah, Phoenix is
not
the cat.
sailor's name.
Yeah. And he bought this boat,
Yeah.
and he learned how to sail. He learned how to repair it. He learned all the things he would need to know for a year. And then he set sail like 15 days ago.
Yeah.
And it's been so fascinating to watch. By the way, he looks like you guy, Joe Van Gosbeck.
He does.
Have you noticed that?
Yes, of course I've noticed that. I've also noticed his little his little laugh.
He has
It's so cute.
He has a nervous laugh because he's literally in the ocean alone, and so he'll talk to the camera and then be like, "But there's a cat, you guys. There's a cat on board. I love
know.
his cat.
He
She's
has
so
merch now.
Yeah, he has merch.
He has merch. Did you go look at the merch?
He has 1.2 million followers now.
No, it's sick. It's insane. Like
insane.
y'all, he grew this in no time.
no time.
I mean, he's
But-
going up hundreds of thousands of followers in days.
But I bring him up to say it is inspiring to look at someone
Yes.
who was 10 years deep into his corporate job, who said, I am unhappy.
yes.
And he, just to use the phrase, he didn't miss the boat. He's on a boat. He's saying, I want to do this with my life, and there's nothing stopping me. And let
Yeah.
me just try. Let me just try. And he's really sort of risking his life doing it.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that to you to say, all that to say.
Could I just start today if I wanted to start
Yes.
Miranda's Rights?
And because you have all the stories from those things. You
I
can
do.
pull the stories from those experiences.
I can recount them.
Yes, and you weave that into current things that are happening and current. And I think that gives you legitimacy to say, I was at this trial, this trial.
Okay.
I'm just saying it's not too late. I've been thinking that too. I've had some things kind of on
Yeah.
my radar about like, what do I love? What am I passionate about? What do I want to pursue? My youngest is in first grade. He's going to be in second grade next year. I'm like, my time is really
Yes.
getting more and more freed
Yes.
up. And I want to figure out where that's taking me.
Yeah, I love
And
that.
now Sailing with Phoenix has shown me I can do that.
Yeah. Or trying to conceive Prison Wife. Or Bryn, the Texas Roadhouse
I'm
server.
inspired.
You can do it.
I can do anything.
Anything because Bryn can, you can. Because prison wives can, you can. Do it for the prison wives, Kristen.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
You go out, you get pregnant by your man, okay? You go to that conjugal visit today. Let Phoenix be an inspiration here. You go to that conjugal visit and you get knocked up by your man and you raise that baby alone. You are, but you can do it.
Y'all.
Because Phoenix the cat is on a boat in the Pacific right now. Now you know you can do anything.
You're giving let them in this speech, by the way. And look, I was at Barnes & Noble yesterday and look at this display.
They made No, I'm not trying to knock it. Somebody worked very hard on that display. Somebody worked very hard on this display. But did Mel Robbins approve this? Let them think what they read them out.
I want you to read out what it says. Okay, so in the middle, it's a big let them bubble. And then on the outer edges, it's telling you the things you can let them do. So please read the let thems.
Okay, is this your number 2?
Sure.
This is a great number
Why
2.
not?
Okay, but what was your segue? Oh, you already gave it.
Yeah.
You're like, okay. Think what they want. Let them think what they want.
Yeah, let them.
Let them have their reactions. Let them doubt you. Let them judge. Let them play the victim. Let them react. Let them deny it. Let them have their opinions.
Ooh.
Let them make it about them.
Ooh.
Let them sulk. Let them go silent.
Yeah, definitely.
Let them erupt.
Ooh.
So now you guys know you can let them do all those things, and now you are unburdened by what has been. You can just move forward in your life, letting And themming.
I'm like, did this poster just give away the whole book?
I think it did. It's each chapter title, actually.
Like,
I also love that they did all different fonts.
Yeah.
Like, this was really thought out. And
I think, you know what? It seems like maybe this was, they let like a kid do this. They let them. But this was, I mean, you walked in and this
Boom.
was, boom, right
in your
there.
face.
You could not miss it.
No.
Obviously, I thought of you. I thought of the podcasts. And I just,
Podcasts sound off. I know some of y'all have read it. I know some.
Of course they have.
And here's the thing. I've had to watch enough of the 1-minute clips of Mel Robbins talking about this on Instagram.
Yes.
That the whole thing is like, people are like, oh, well, that's really easy for you to say. Just let them do this. But what about, there are consequences to these, letting them and whatever. And so her whole thing is like, well, the follow-up to let them is to let us.
Okay, so the next book is Let Us.
No, she tells you in like the second half of the book, or like the other thing that she says every time after she says let them, I think it's let us. So you're going to let them do this, but here's what you're going to do. You're going to let us be empowered. You're going to let us unburden. You're going to, and everything. And I'm just like, I just think you and I have been letting them and doing us for so long that we cannot relate. Am I glad if it is helping some people like get some cojones?
I think so.
And some lady balls.
I think it is empowering women to.
I am fine with that. Like they're obviously this is resonating with people, right? Like for a reason. It must be doing something.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of like, I just want you to have people in your life, like real people you know in your life, also telling you to do that. And we need to be raising our kids with a little bit more of like, let them.
Yeah.
Let them. Let your friends think that. Sure.
Yeah.
You shouldn't need to get to adulthood and be told by Mel Robbins.
It's so true.
To let you do something. Like, to me, it's just like, I think we need that foundation coming from other places inside the home, inside the village.
Yes, in the village. And from, our parents are the other adults in our lives.
Yeah.
But it's funny you say that because the other day at dinner, Tinsley was having a situation with a friend, not like a bad thing, but just...
It was weighing on her.
It was weighing on her, and I could tell that she was starting to maybe spiral a little bit about a decision a friend had made that really wasn't... And again, y'all, we've told you, those things are really important to our kids in the moment. To us, we see that it's not a big deal, but to them, it's really, really important. And now that you're saying all of this, I'm like, the advice I gave her was literally to just let her make that choice. And I just said, Tinsley, it's the choice she's going to make. There's nothing you can do about it to change it. Just accept it and move on.
That's right.
But Tinsley's learning that from me as her mom. She's 13 years old, and I'm going to instill that in her. And it's like maybe we just have a whole generation of millennial moms and women and whoever that just were never taught that.
I guess not, but we both watched our moms live that out.
Absolutely. I watched a lot of Oprah.
Okay.
I watched a lot of Oprah, and I feel that Oprah kind of has been saying those sorts of things for a long time.
It is not a new theory.
Yeah, it's not new.
It's not a new theory. Mel just wrote it down.
Did you love?
She wrote it down, I guess.
Did you love the reel I shared of the guy that was making fun of like mindfulness podcasts?
Oh, yes. It was so good.
Because here's the thing.
Oh my God, it was so good.
There's too many now. There's too many.
And it's just word salad.
It's word salad.
And they're all saying the same version of just a different sentence. So whether it's let them or do that or or you go girl or you grow girl, you grow girl. It's all the same stuff. And some people just, they love it. They lick it up.
No, I need a podcast that's either going to tell me something interesting or make me laugh. That's what I need from you.
And that's what we're doing here.
We're
doing both.
We're trying to do it. Did you see the Meghan Markle?
Dragging let them at the same time.
Did you see Meghan Markle with the power of yet?
Yep. Sure did.
Yep.
Sure did.
The power of yet.
The power of the word. Yeah. Number one, y'all stop sending me clips from that. From the Jamie Kern, Lima, or however her three names are. I don't want it. And of course, everyone, have you seen the Meghan Markle? Of course I have, y'all. I couldn't there's a part of me that, of course, wants to listen to it so I can hear with my own ears.
Sure.
Not the clip down, not the edited versions. Like maybe there's some things to be gleaned from this conversation. But I cannot listen to that Jamie girl.
No.
She talks in such a sweet baby voice like this. And
do we think that's her real voice?
I don't know if it's her real voice. Only her true friends can tell me if this is how she's always spoken.
When Paris Hilton sometimes breaks and uses her real voice. I mean, literally, y'all, Paris sounds like me. I mean,
she's deeper than we are.
I would say even deeper than I am when Paris uses her real voice, and every once in a while it slips out.
It does.
I love it.
I love it too. I wish that she would speak in her real voice. She said that she went back to baby voice as like almost a protection and just to have this persona that wasn't too close to her since everybody knew everything about her, and that she wants to stop talking like that too, but that she almost can't. But sometimes she does. She talks in just her normal regular voice when she's doing her speeches on Capitol Hill.
That's right.
For the going to these child camps of sorts that were really harmful.
Yeah,
she is in her regular voice.
Yeah, she's got that tweed suit on, using her deep voice, and I like that.
She looks great, and she's doing great work, and I'm so impressed by Paris. And I've been, I mean, we did her so dirty and so wrong, and she still rose above it, and she seems very happy, and I love her now.
Yeah,
like, all the things.
So maybe this girl's putting on a baby voice for some reason.
What did she start? It Cosmetic Tarte. She's the founder of like one of the
she's the
brands.
It Cosmetic girl.
She's it.
I didn't realize that, but now that you say that, that's her face for show.
So that's, and I guess now she has a podcast, and so she had Megan on because I guess they're dear friends, but I can't listen.
You watch as you're building their confidence and their self-esteem. A word that I use a lot with them is yet. And how to reframe things for kids when they're like, I can't do it. I can't do it yet. No, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough yet. And the more that you put into practice these ideas of like, put yet at the end of nearly every sentence, and you feel like there's still hope and a promise that you can do it.
Yes.
But when I type that to my children before I go to bed, guess what? Like, I'm teaching that to them, or I'm reinforcing that. But I'm also reinforcing it for myself.
Yes.
Like, I don't know yet.
Yet.
I'm not sure.
I'm just going to say that applies to every adult. That applies to me right now, all of us.
Yeah. Like,
yet.
I don't know what I'm doing yet.
Yet.
Okay, stop saying yet. Yes. I can't play anymore because I'm not going to force you guys to hear the word yet.
I can't. And again, not a revolutionary concept. That's not. Megan didn't write the book on the word yet.
What do we need to hosey? I'm sorry. I am ready to swipe an ancient text. I am ready to look through.
Go to the walls. Look at the hieroglyphics.
Matt has all these old books in our basement. I'm about to flip through every single one and find some concept written 1,800 years ago, and we can just talk about it here on the pod.
Talk about it, and
I will rename this podcast if it means we can just pop off and then set sail on the bankroll from some ancient theory. I will do it.
It's going to be called All That to Say Yet.
I'm telling y'all, it's just a lot of reused theories.
Yeah. Yes. I just can't. I can't listen to it. I can't. It makes me nuts. What are we doing, women? What are we doing? Are you okay? God.
Y'all, the real Ed Sheeran was like, I take the potato chips and I place them behind the oatmeal, and instantly it reframes my mind. So when I open the pantry, I don't see the chips. But I can just choose to not drive to the store to buy the potato chips. Yeah. I won't put gasoline in my car, so I'm not tempted to eat chips. Like, it is so, but people are gobbling this up.
They are. They love it. 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 God bless you.
God bless you.
Maybe we're just so freaking jaded.
We're jaded.
And just
we're jaded.
Harmed by the world and whatever trauma. And we can't. I mean, sometimes I'm like,
there's some trauma.
Our lives taught us these lessons before these podcasts and books needed to. Mm-hmm. Our lives taught us these lessons. Mm-hmm. And so we're ahead of the curve.
I've been going through lessons this week.
Would you like to share them?
Oh, you know them. I can't share them, but you know them.
Okay.
But think about that situation for me.
Uh-huh.
It's the ultimate let them. Like, let them is the ultimate.
Girl, you've been letting them.
I've been letting them for years. Mm-hmm. And so this is something I've had to have in practice, literally for my own sanity.
Yep.
And so maybe you're right. It's like we there are many things you've had to accept about things in your own life for many years. You have been letting them with a smile on your face the whole time. And so we have put this into, the baby doll winky face.
But you do. You have to.
We've been putting this into practice, I think, a long time, and that's probably
decades.
why
decades we've been putting this into practice. Life has forced us to actually already have learned these lessons and apply them to our lives. And maybe some people just haven't, or they are just wildly like
people pleasers.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say. They are people pleasers, and they care so deeply what everyone thinks about them and if they are approved of and loved and all that. And we just have enough of that IDGAF because life has taught us that we have to be that way.
We do have the IDGAF.
That's okay. So I understand. I really am not trying to yuck the people's yum. If this is resonating and it's making you more of a bad and like standing up for yourself and reframing relationships that needed it and all that, then I am so happy for you. I think that, we just come from a different perspective because we've had to. We've already had to.
Life has forced us to.
And that's okay.
Okay, how are you going to segue this?
Okay. All right. Oh, well, I think let's talk about comments that were made on another podcast, which people have wanted us to talk about, and we have not spoken about it publicly. We went there a little bit, I think, between the two of us. And that is the Chappell Roan motherhood comments.
Ooh, people do want us to talk about this.
They do want us to talk about this, and I think that it's extremely niche, so I think that that's why we have to do it. You guys know I love my girl Chap.
Yep.
We love being mothers.
Yep.
And we love giving our commentary. Yep. So here we go. For those who missed it, Chappell Roan was on Call Her Daddy. Mm-hmm. Hey, daddy gang. It's your daddy. She says, it's your father. Alex Earl. Okay, so that's Call Her Daddy. Mm-hmm. Another podcast crushing us. So, she had Chap on, and Chappell said these comments, and I want to make sure I get them as close to what she said as possible. So let's actually look them up. It's also 1, 2, 3, 4, which is a lucky number.
I love that. Yeah, let's find it.
All right.
All of my friends who have kids are in hell. I actually don't know anyone who's like happy and has children at this age. I have like a 1-year-old, like 3-year-old, 4 and under, 5 and under. I literally have not met anyone who's happy, anyone who has like light in their eyes, anyone who has slept.
Okay.
All of my friends.
So let me start off by saying, because I had heard that Chappell was going to be on Call Her Daddy, I'm not a regular Call Her Daddy listener, but if she interviews somebody who I'm interested in, I did listen, and I was weeding that day anyway, and so I had downloaded that one episode just so that I would remember to listen to it. I listened to the whole thing. So I heard this comment in the context of the entire interview.
Okay.
And I kind of didn't, it was like a nothing burger to me.
Yeah, you didn't like pull that out of it and just say, oh, this changes my opinion or anything like that.
I didn't write you and was like, oh my God, did you hear what Chappell Roan said on Call Her Daddy? So I listened to the interview. I get to the end of it. The next one comes on, Danny Pellegrino probably, right?
Yeah.
And I move on with my day. I then see on social media later that night, oh my gosh, the Page 6 clipping this down. And did y'all hear what Chappell Roan said about motherhood? And then people started taking the audio, mothers playing with their kids over, laying over the audio from it and just saying like, Chappell, you could not be more wrong. I love this. I can't believe that you can't see the beauty in this and And I was like, oh yeah, I guess she did say that.
Yeah, but it wasn't a standout moment to you or like a bombshell moment.
When I was listening to it, no, because what she was talking about is being from the Midwest, right? We know she's the Midwest princess. Yeah. It's part of her whole shtick. And so she has, I think she's like from Missouri or something, but she has friends who are still in that town, who have never left, who they married their high school sweethearts. They started having babies by 21, 22. Yep. And so, yes, she does have people. And Alex was asking her, like, are you still friends with like your hometown people? And she's like, yeah, I am. I still am friends with all of my my former life. I am still friends with everybody. I still go home. I see them. We hang out. And that's when she started to talk about it's just so crazy how like I'm in this like stratosphere moment. Yep. And they are like, they have kids at their ankles.
They're in the weeds.
She's like, we could not be more different in our lives, but I still love them so much. And I'm so glad that they've wanted to remain friends with me as much as I have with them.
Yeah.
And that's when she was just like, we are in such different stages. I mean, they just are like in hell. They are like in baby raising hell. And you know, I'm the same age and I couldn't even imagine that being my life because what mine is right now. And so that's when you hear the comments of like, I don't know anyone my age. So she's still talking about kind of these friends of hers. I don't know anyone who's in their low to mid 20s who is loving motherhood. They are all like kind of in the trenches. They all have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4-year-olds, or they have 4 under 4, and they're not sleeping and that's what that comment was.
Yeah.
So in the context of the entire conversation and having just praised them for like, they're still my friends, I love them so much. I just took it as like, okay, you're just sharing that your friends are going through hell right now because they all have very young kids, and that is so physically demanding on your body, and it is sleepless nights, and it is the crusty nipples, and you know, all those things. And she's just off being a pop princess.
Yeah, I mean, I think the context is the biggest missing piece of this. To hear you explain kind of where it fell in the interview.
Yeah.
It sounds like it was just more conversational. It wasn't the way they clipped that down. What it made it seem like is that Chappell Roan was on the mic to give a judgment of mothers across America. That's what they made it sound like, that Chappell was giving almost a political stance on what it means to be a mother.
Or trying to discourage motherhood.
Right. But what you're saying is, no, it was the conversation, that clip was bookended by, I'm talking about all my friends back home.
Yep.
And I'm kind of off doing my own thing, but I look at them now and they're in their mid-20s and they're kind of going through hell right now with all these little kids running around. And when you say it in that context, it totally changes the vibe of it.
Which is why when I listened, there were no red flags for me. It was just like, now, what I did think in the moment was, gosh, I wonder if her friends,
truly,
like her friends who are listening to her talk specifically very much about them.
Yeah, that's true.
If they were like, damn, girl, you don't have to blow us up like that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if anyone should be offended, it really should only be the friends that maybe she was mentioning.
She was specifically talking about. And I would say to that, they probably are like, that's just Chap.
Yeah.
You know, she's our friend and she's not wrong. We are constantly thinking about our lives right now and like, man, you're just out traveling the world and it looks so fun and cool and everything. And like, we're just here breastfeeding for the 7th time today.
Right.
So to me, it just felt
and we also don't know what those friends have said or texted to her. Maybe they literally have written, I'm in hell right now.
Yeah.
When are you going to be home? I want to see you. I need a break. Like, we don't know exactly what they've said. I think people also need to remember that Chappell is dry.
Yeah.
Like, she's sarcastic. She's dry. She says things like with a deadpan face.
Yep.
That's kind of part of who she is.
Yeah.
And also, celebrities are going to, over the years of their celebrity, say sometimes inflammatory things, or they're going to say things that maybe 10 years from then they might regret, or they wish they could take back. That's just par for the course.
Exactly. She wasn't talking about you.
Yeah.
She wasn't talking about you and your motherhood. Y'all know I love being a mother. I encourage it to everyone.
Yeah.
I want everyone to have babies. I love it so much. And I find it to be kind of one of the easier things I've done in my life, right? Is mothering.
Yeah.
It came naturally to me. I feel really good about it. I feel confidence in my motherhood journey, all of that. So she wasn't trying, to me, it wasn't that she was trying to discourage people from becoming mothers. It was just she was mentioning this very specific group of girls from back home who were her friends.
Yeah.
And my guess is none of them are pissed at her. So why should we be pissed at her?
And I think
you don't need to take it personally. Chappell was not talking about your motherhood journey.
We also need to be mindful, and cutesy and demure,
Obviously,
that motherhood in a small Midwestern town, and maybe even, I'm not exactly sure the town she is from, but maybe a town that's not super wealthy. So motherhood in that context might be really difficult and look very different from you in the suburbs of whatever town you're from, living maybe very well.
Yep.
And enjoying motherhood because certain parts of it are a little easier for you.
Absolutely.
Than the Midwest small town mother with 3 kids at 25 years old.
Exactly.
We're talking about 2 very different experiences here.
Very, very, yeah.
If you're living on the California coast and you're going to get your smoothies every morning with your kids and then you take them to their surfing lesson, that's really, really different.
Yep. And the girls girls who were making these reels who were like,
I can only imagine.
over it.
I can only imagine the people making these reels.
know.
I know that all the kids are wearing all organic onesies,
all neutral colors,
all neutral color
getting out of
blocks.
their G-Wagon
Yes.
to go to preschool. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like you, okay. Let them, yet. I haven't made the reel yet. But I need people to stop centering themselves in everything.
Yes, that's what it is.
Your battle. This is not your battle to fight with Chappell Roan. She's never going to come out and be like, sorry, I said that, moms. She's not.
She's not.
She doesn't care.
No, y'all can't shame her enough with your fancy reels to get her to take
Chap
that
doesn't
back.
care.
No, because if she is witnessing moms that she knows struggling and probably is doing her part to help them through it, if I'm going to be honest, you know, now that she has all of this fame now.
Yep.
Like, she does not care what the rich bougie moms of Salt Lake City or wherever are posting about. She just, it's laughable to me.
I'm sure Chap started to see those reels we made and she was like, cool.
Cool. Eye roll.
Cool.
Yeah, that big thumbs up.
A big thumbs up.
Oh, and they're getting rid of the thumbs up emoji.
Y'all, why is I can't with the thumbs up? I don't care. Like, we all know that we grew up being like, yeah, thumbs up, cool. Like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
And then somewhere along the way, the Gen Alpha or whatever turned this into an FU.
Yeah, this became an FU.
Cool.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. Good job.
Period.
Yeah, when you give someone a thumbs up,
I guess,
like in traffic.
Yeah,
when they drive by, you just put the thumb out.
But okay, so y'all just changed the meaning of thumbs up.
Yeah.
And now we're offended by it. You changed the meaning of it.
But isn't there a middle finger emoji?
There is a middle finger emoji, so we're keeping that anyway. And there's a lot of other emojis that need to go before the thumbs up.
Oh. Yeah, there is.
I mean, if we're talking about things that are just dumb.
Yeah, look, here's the thumbs up. Or I'm not the thumbs up, the middle finger. I'm gonna send you the middle finger.
I don't think the thumbs up is going anywhere. I don't think so.
No, we can't do that.
I don't think so. I don't think that we're getting rid of it. And I think it's really dumb if people want to get rid of it anyway. I don't get it. Don't be offended by an emoji.
Please.
So stupid.
Please.
Don't be offended by an emoji yet.
And don't be offended by things that celebrities say, because we cannot take anything that any celebrity is saying
y'all, give it
as
up.
Bible. I think
even if I didn't like Chap, I still would not be offended by this. It's not because I just like her music. A few of her songs I've listened to, and then I dressed up as her as Halloween. I'm not some Chappell Roan stan.
We have to detach, I think, a little bit. I mean, listen, y'all know I love my Charlie XCX, but are there things that she might say or do or represent or be into that I am opposed to or I would never get on board with? Absolutely.
Yes.
I'm not doing the pump of cocaine. I'm not, going to wherever, but
no,
I like her music.
Doing bumps of cocaine. And I do think that that's important to say here on this here podcast in case anyone thought that we were doing the same stuff that Chap and Charlie are doing because we dressed as them for Halloween and we really like their album. Like, that's as far as our parasocial relationship is going with these women. And some of y'all need to take some of that in on yourself and be like, am I blurring the lines of these parasocial relationships, especially with celebrities, a little bit too much?
Yes.
You are. You need to let them.
Speaking of cocaine, I had a compact that was in the purse I'm using currently.
Yes.
And it's
Did it break up?
Y'all. So it broke in there and I had removed it. And it was a very, very light powder. It was almost like just an oil blotting powder.
Yeah.
But I still just can't get all the powder out of the bag. So I am telling you, every time I pull out my lip gloss, my wallet, it looks covered in cocaine.
Just
more than once, I've had to say to whoever I'm with, like the cash register person, I'm like, this isn't cocaine. This, like, on my Fenty gloss, I swear this isn't cocaine. I had a powder. It actually was Fenty also, and it broke. And they're just looking at me like, I don't care.
We don't care.
They're like, I love the memes where it's like the grocery store employee is like, you could literally set this building on fire and I don't care.
They're like this.
They don't pay me enough to care. They're the baby doll face. They're the baby doll.
They don't care. We do not care.
We do not
have that anymore.
I don't think I do. Oh, I do.
We do not care.
That's what they said.
Oh, I should have been using that for
care.
this entire episode.
You're not using it enough.
We do not care.
One more.
We do not care.
Thank you.
That's the original let them.
That is
let them. This is the ancient text. This is the ancient.
We do not care.
And what is that? That's that Philadelphia Steeler. That's the Pittsburgh Steelers coach.
Oh, is it?
I think it's the Pittsburgh. Okay, I'm done. Steelers coach, Mike, something. Let's just go with that.
I never knew what that was from.
I think that's the original. I think I came across it on a reel, and I was like, "That's him. That's
love
it."
that.
I'll find it afterwards. But that's it, you guys.
Okay.
I think that we've deep doved.
Doge.
Doved. We've doved into as much as we can for today's episode. Stick around, but make sure that you guys are liking us on Instagram. We're all that to say _podcast. If you're listening on YouTube or watching on YouTube, make sure that you are subscribed. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a comment. Sometimes we actually check them.
I know. I love checking the comments every 6 months.
Yeah. Exactly. So every once in a while we do. We'll write you back.
Yeah, we will.
But yeah, make sure that you're engaging. Share our reels when you think that they're really funny. Or even if they're not.
Yeah, even if it's not funny.
And just write, this wasn't funny.
Yeah, I will take that
share it.
comment.
Yeah, I will too. Any engagement's great engagement. So go over to our reels. Make sure you're liking, commenting, sharing if you can. And don't forget to let them.
Continue our yet.